Hello, my dear Aquarius. I am so excited to be here with you all today and do this reading for you, especially as we are moving into the age of your sign. I hope you all are feeling this transit and feeling the power within you as we move into more of this air energy and how your sign is really going to be impactful to those around you, and it's going to be quite intense. So let's go through a little bit of the reading and how we're going to be moving through this. This is the Sacred Path cards deck, and we are going to follow the medicine wheel that I have adapted, but I just wanted to give the shout out here to Jamie Sands, who really began my tarot card journey. And even though they are just Sacred Path cards, more of an oracle, but this is going to be your past. This is your mindset, your spiritual messages, and messages from the spirit realm. And then we have your future outcome on that side. Then we bring more Celtic information and theologies forward with the Lenormand, which is read like a sentence, and we have your center here, which we will begin with inspiration. I've actually gotten this card quite a lot recently. This is a very mature card. This is one that is about leading and guiding. So we have the wolf here, very influential, about trust, communication, running with a pack, and that learning experiences, learning through experiences. There we go. And then feeling that inspired action to move forward. We have a wintertime energy here, which, you know, in the tarot and oracle cards, the surroundings are very prevalent and they really dictate the feeling of the card. And excuse me, a little bit hoarse from doing some of these readings, but we have these sacred symbols here, and we have this flower, and I want to say it's called locust. I hope I'm saying that right. And it is the first sign of springtime. And so again, you are this leader who is taking the world from this barren winter storms to this new beginning, and this new, more colorful dawn. So we have you here clothed in purple, which reminds me so much of that third eye chakra and that crown chakra really opening for us. And you will find that I flip a lot of the cards. Most of my cards do not have reversal meaning, so I have been in the habit of flipping those cards. Please pay no mind. You will know if it's the opposite meaning. And for example here, if you're feeling that you are in this desolate time, or you feel that you've been in a very fruitful time and you're moving into something a little bit more dark, perhaps that's the reversal meaning, so do with that what you will. The past. Okay, so I would say you have been very much in this energy because the North Shield, which is the Buffalo Spirit, we have two 11s here to start your reading. So 1111, if that isn't a universal message for this being a new beginning, I don't know what we could possibly have that would be more perfect to explain that. And these albino buffalo are the symbol of the new age, the new fifth world of peace, this prophecy that says that the third generation of the white settlers are going to make the world green again, and they have beads in their hair and colors on their skin, and they change the mind of their forefathers. We are living in that age, and what a time to be alive. And now you, Aquarius, lead that transformation forward. You decide where things are going to go. You have so much power innately yours. And the universe is here to say, you know, this is the most influential, most abundant, most spiritual sign that the Native American people have, the white buffalo, because buffalo are providers. Buffalo are fierce, and they are massive. And they have so much power with them. But do they fight? Do they run? No, because they are abundant. They symbolize that abundance and that peace. It's a grandfather energy, a wise energy. So that will be here. This is your past, which means this is backing you. This is your overall rooted energy here. So we go into your mindset now. This is all about your self-reliance, what it is that you carry. This is called a burden basket. So this is about what you carry, the loads that you bear, and how you go about moving through the world, life, your world, without carrying so much that it bogs you down. So you're thinking about those things. You're maybe thinking about scarcity, lack, And 2020 has been that year. It's been such a crazy year, but we have so many positive aspects coming through to begin the reading. But just that reminder that the healing work is never always all the way done, that the work of focusing on the higher sources, focusing on higher abundance is never really done. It's a reminder that we get every single day. And I apologize about the noise. I have my family home, so they are upstairs. So I have very creaky floors. Okay, and more releasing. The Sundance at the Sundance ceremony is a masculine Sundance. It's a festival, if you will. Well, the Sundance Festival, yes, but this is more of a ceremony and a seasonal time for Native American males. And that's to release ego, to release, power, control, to bring in more of that feminine energy that says, I know what I'm doing, I know where I'm headed, and I'm not going to second guess myself, because in ancient times, it was so polar to where masculine energy did feel that way. They did put their foot down and say, no, logically this makes sense. And the women had to say, no, I am the intuitive healer. I am here to show you that we are divinely led, that we can, connect to higher sources, that we can communicate with divinity. And you are learning that, Aquarius. This is the dawn. This is that new beginning, that new age coming forward, showing you might have things to release too. And everyone is going through it. We are all learning. We are all becoming. And it's important for you to find that flow and have it not be too overbearing. And in your future, we have a reflection, inner reflection. The smoky mirror is something that occurs in a lot of my decks. And it can be a little bit of a heavy energy. There's some healing going on here because this doesn't come easily. You have struggled through thick snows. You have struggled through taming this wolf. You have struggled through finding your abundance and, finding that signature sign from you to the universe and the universe to you, just like most have, 11, which you do too, but you might find your own. This whole year, 2021, is all about individuality, finding your unique niche where you fit in and your power is the most appreciated, the most utilized. So you're looking into that smoky mirror and you're saying, what is the smoke and what is the mirror? What is my reflection and what is my illusion? And we're breaking through barriers. Okay. Then let's go into the Lenormand, read just like a story. Usually we have 5 cards. Today you have 6. That's just how they came out. We have the letter, the whip, wow, the death card, the anchor, the polar bear, and the star. Again, some of these are going to be reversals, but you will know, the meaning here and how they affect you. Right side up is the letter saying you have messages coming in, messages that you're going to like, such as the age of Aquarius and this conjunct happening today, the 21st of December, saying Jupiter and Saturn conjunct is such a massive deal. This is the Star of Bethlehem. This is an exact alignment. And this is bringing a new awareness to the people where this energy here, it is such a thing of the past. This work and work and work and whip yourself to the bone and force yourself to wake up and force yourself to go to work in these false environments with artificial lighting. Everything is just, work and drudgery. And this feels like a distant land that, doesn't even exist because we're still going through this release work. And then you're kind of thinking, how can I lead this transformation? Because we have this death card here. We have this Sundance, which is that release work, that transition, that transformation. The burden baskets here to remind us that you're carrying things that aren't yours. You're carrying things that no longer serve you. What are those things? Is it working too hard? Is it not believing in yourself? And then we have the anchor here, which is about grounding. But sometimes grounding can be a negative thing. Not always. Most of the time, grounding is so good, especially if you're doing transcending work. which it seems that you are. But grounding can also feel a little bit stuck in the mud. And 2020 has shown us that. Burdens, transformations, things are going unnoticed, things are going unseen, and you're ready to bring those things to light. So maybe it's time to take that anchor up out of the ground and go where you're guided, because we have this polar bear spirit here, which is a very powerful protective energy, and it's an albino bear. It is a polar bear, not just a regular bear. So we have this mystical aspect, just like this white buffalo, because they would say that in the age where this new beginning, this age of Aquarius, this turning of the new leaf, you know, the 2012 calendar coming to conclusion, which if we hadn't have adopted the Georgian calendar in the 1500s, this is the year that would be 2012. And we know that now. And scientists are baffled because it has been a year of chaos. But we have seen new species come out of the oceans. We've seen new tombs being uncovered of our ancient sites. And we're seeing more and more albino animals, which is part of the prophecy, saying this is the sign that things are coming forward and they are becoming more guided by source and guided by ancestors, right? And here's your North Star, solidifying that message, saying you are guided. Your intuition knows the way. You know where you're headed. But just like all of us, we have things to be released. So let's dive deeper. Let's find out what it is that you, Aquarius, personally are releasing, because you are still human. You may be, leading this transformation so much more than you ever thought possible. And you are releasing doubting yourself. I love this card so much because there's this person reaching out of this broken window. They're punching through the glass in order to grasp this key that is in midair, falling. And it says, this is doable. The key is within your grasp. You can do this. I know that a lot of us are feeling very emotionally, physically, spiritually depleted, but you go for it, you will have it. Very, very beautiful message there. Not having to work hard and deplete yourself and, come to this conclusion that everything has to be hard, but instead we let love grow, just like the bottom of the deck here suggests. And I know this is kind of interesting imagery, and it's very fascinating to me because there's a masculine and a feminine here, but the masculine is kind of a flower, kind of a glass orb, has a skull inside, but it just says, let love grow, regardless of where that love came from, regardless of if that love makes sense, regardless of who and where and, what communication boundaries there are, let love be found. So you're learning this. Let's dive deeper into your mindset and how you are focusing on your goals, where your goals are taking you. What do we need to know about Aquarius and their goals for 2021? Okay, you have a choice here. You may be thinking, do I stay or do I go? And the universe has to say, as they do with all choices, you can't have both. You have to choose one. But that doesn't have to be scary. That doesn't have to be ridiculous. That doesn't have to be, anxious. It's just whatever it is going to be correct. What if you knew, without a doubt, that whatever you reached your hand out to grab was correct? It's like what coaches say all the time. They say, what would you accomplish if you knew that you could not fail? If you just knew for a fact, without any doubt, you would not fail, what would you go and do? Or like millionaires like to say, if you had the millions of dollars, if you had the abundance completely available to you, what would you do? With your time, with your energy, with your hands. And so the universal message here is stillness. Be still. And the swan has come true for, I think, every single sign. And you are the second to the last for me to record. The swan spirit is all about grace, flow, ease, understanding that we get to glide through this life. And then we have all this purple, which we saw here in your cloak at the very beginning, which is that third eye open. And that indigo of the crown opening up completely. And there's no boundary between what is the sky and what is the water that glides. It's like being in a complete state of awe and a complete state of all of a sudden understanding. And at the bottom of the deck here, a standstill. Look at how peaceful that water is. It's just so glossy. It's such a mirror image. And we had the mirror over here in your future. This is what you're focusing on. A stillness of self, a reflection of self, and how good that feels to just be. To just be still and to just accept, who you are, where you've been, how you're becoming, and just embracing that and saying, here I am standing alone, in this barren wasteland. But then here are these reminders from the universe, like these flowers that say, oh, that's the first breath of spring. It's the very first bud of this new beginning. So I'm going to add that here because I feel that medicine is so similar. Now we'll move forward to your outward expression. This is suppression, and then on the mirror image, we have expression. What is it that you're going to be expressing during this time that's really going to help you to progress in the most easeful and gracious way possible? Okay, anticipation. I love this card so much. I say that about so many, but this one in particular, because this is the way it feels to manifest. It's like, a lot of success coaches will say, you order something online and then, you don't usually just immediately track the progress and immediately try to get a hold of the driver and see where it is in transit. Instead, you just sit back and you think, it will come, and I have this date that it's supposed to be here by, and then I'll call, and then I'll worry. But first, it's always that joyful anticipation of, yes, this is happening, and it's a gentle awaiting. So it says, something wonderful is happening. Change is in the air. Open yourself to blessings on the way. There is a whole method here of trust. You are trusting that where you are headed is becoming a part of you. Your future journey is part of you. So you get to, specify what it is that you're looking into. You get to be in charge of this metamorphosis, right? Again, it's like you're in this stagnant, almost kind of feeling desolate in the 2020 funk that we have. And it's not to say that things are just going to get easier all of a sudden. Maybe they do. We don't know. But what we do know is that everyone is just becoming, and the people are trying to use color, and people are trying to express more. And you are going to trust the process and be patient. Becoming cannot be rushed. Change is beautiful. So again, take your time, be invoking this light as a feather, slow as a butterfly, becoming, from a caterpillar to a butterfly. And now let's go into the momentum of what is really propelling you forward, Aquarius. This is your personal journey. What is propelling you forward here? First, we have the Lovers. Gorgeous. So you could be in a partnership and you are really supported by this partner. You could be manifesting a partner. Maybe this is what's guiding you, is saying, okay, maybe if I look in these burdens, if I look at my magic, then the perfect person will come. Okay. And then we also have the Guardian here, which is actually a polar bear spirit, or a great bear, and he guards this cave where people have their experiences. And so he has dedicated his life and the afterlife to guarding this cave, guarding the spiritual journey of the people. And you are an inspiration. You are guided here from the beyond to be this strength, to be this guide. And you are dedicated to the point of, working yourself to the bone and dedicating the afterlife as well as this life to this journey. And at the bottom of the deck here, we have a mashup of the Tower and the Hangman, this one being called the Blasted Oak. So the Hangman, new perspective, and the Tower card, new energy. So this change, this deeper understanding, this reflective work, all of it is new, brand new, never seen before. And sometimes us as humans have such a hard time with that. This is going to be something brand new that we're not expecting. So you can't think your way out of this. You can't overthink and analyze and anxiously. It's not an anxious progression, is what I'm hearing. And this is what will happen if you anxiously progress. Instead of having this gentle anticipation, I know what is coming, and then having this stillness and this standstill here with the swan. It says everything is going to be fine. And, I know it's hard to just focus on the rainbows and the butterflies, and I'm not telling you to, but it's extremely important that we relax into this. So let's dive deeper into what aspects of you are awakening and rising to meet this occasion. What parts of you are coming forward? We have the Sage, almost a repeat of the inspiration card that we began with, because there's this stature behind this person. He's got fire, he has 360-degree vision with the owl, and he has complete and total trust with that wolf. And the wolf is present here as well. Two characters, very similar energy here. The stature and the dignity here, that integrity, is so profound and so powerful for you. You are rising to this occasion. And yes, it's daunting, it's hard, it's, taking energy from you, it feels sometimes like it's sucking the life out of you, and you're already working so hard, how could you possibly do more? Wow. A death and rebirth card, another death and rebirth card, because this influences that. Same with the self-sacrifice over here. There's quite a few here. This is death card. So there's a transformation, right? The most important part of this is the snake that sheds its skin and the egg that begins anew. Please do not be afraid of this transformation. Please do not shy away from it. I know it's deep, and I know it's so intimidating to go through things like this, and like the smoky mirror, and going into that cave that's protected by skeletons, and it's all figurative. But the reward is this all-knowing goddess type spirit, because the age of Aquarius is bringing more of a feminine energy. And this new age, this new dawn, this fifth world of peace, this prophecy that's all around the world in all of the different cultures and religions. It doesn't actually say that we're going to have a feminist society ruled by feminine nature. It's not. We rise the feminine to meet the masculine, and then we will be equal, completely equal. So this is a feminine card, yes, but it's earth and all of the different elements here. We have this third eye open. We have this crystal ball here. We have the earth. We have like this droplet going on. There's creativity here. It's all coming full circle. And we are embracing this new dawn, and it is coming with such a beautiful transition that just cannot be ignored. Let's get a couple of animals here. What animals are going to be aiding Aquarius as they go about this crazy transition and move forward? Boundaries. So you may have a lot of people approaching you in the next little while saying, how is it being Aquarius? Do you feel better? Do you feel, are you the leader? Do I follow you? And so you're going to be practicing where your boundaries are and having this tough skin. And you need to feel very justified and very vigilant when it comes to setting these boundaries, because it's right here next to your choice. Make a choice of how your boundaries are going to be and how people are going to be reflecting those boundaries back to you, because we do have this great mirror. And we have the raccoon. I absolutely love raccoon energy. They are the little bandits, and they are little thieves, and they run amok and there's chaos. But they always come back to the forest, to their dwelling, and they are known to give the pieces to the smaller beings. So they leave a trail, right? In the mess that they make and tipping the garbage over, they might take one, drumstick from the chicken, but then they leave all of these other things, like the garbage bag is being opened, right? So now other animals can come and enjoy that as well. So you are practicing this generous protector. And you may hear that my daughter is up from her nap, so she is very yappy right now. But Big Sister is there to help, so pay no mind again to the outer influence. But this is a very influential card saying you are coming to this new understanding of your piece at the puzzle, how you fit in and manifest this beautiful change that's happening with all of us. And on the bottom of the deck here, we have the messenger. So you may be more guided to astral travel, right? So the hawks and the eagles and a lot of these big birds are known for traveling up so high that they disappear and they come back with universal messages. And the hawk is one to share. So as you transcend, as you move through, as you reflect on yourself, as you go through this anxiety, this hard time, this transition, this transformation, this dark night of the soul, this shamanic journey, share about what you learn, because people will be drawn to you automatically. You will need boundaries, but that just means you're in control of what people know. Don't overshare, don't overdo it, but you are meant to share and be a part of this. So you're going to be doing that self-reflection work, and let's look at how you will be connecting Most High with your spiritual realms, the spirit realms and your spirit guides, your Akashic records, if you will, your soul contracts, your astral realms. How are you connecting? And it says dispersion, diffuse negativity, restore harmony, circulate, revitalize, dissolve divisions, and then lighten up. I love the air aspect of this. And it's like being on the edge of a cliff and just feeling what that feels like to just be so, up to fate a little bit. And it's like Pocahontas, and she gets the wind in her face, and she just knows that it comes from a higher realm, a bigger place. It's such a small thing, but it's so beautiful to feel. So you're feeling this extraordinary difference between what's ordinary and what is yours. Your perspective is so beneficial and so powerful. So you are learning about how to slow down and how to keep it simple and think, how can I move from being, a little bit of an anxious wreck in this chaotic time to instead just being like, well, there's chaos in the leaves rustling around me and it feels very uncomfortable. Sometimes there's leaves hitting my face, what have you. But in that, there is still so much peace. There's still this feeling of that third eye being open, that things are coming full circle, that I am learning and becoming and strengthening myself as I go about this journey. And this journey is going to lead you through deep transformations. It's going to lead you through a massive metamorphosis of self. You may not even recognize yourself this time next year because you're going through so many deep, dark, I don't want to say dark, I'm sorry, I apologize. Deep, I was going to say dark night of the soul. And I say that because even at the bottom of this deck here, we have the healer. And look at this. The owl is present. The purple colors are present. And again, it's just this such similarity. I don't know why I was going to say Aries. Maybe you have an Aries near you. But such similar energy. Two different decks here, but the overall feel is so similar, even down to the owls being around them. So you have this heightened vision. And again, with the snow and that feeling of being almost weighed down by responsibility, weighed down by the weight of the world. But you're also transcending, you're accessing the higher realms. You are traveling through meditation. It's like, accessing your Akashic records, meeting your guides, doing those meditations, seeing what that feels like to have the other worlds open, to have the veil be, depleted. This is the new feeling. This is going to be the new norm. So you are awakening to what that feels like, to attune to that realm. And I am a teacher of the Akashic records. I am able to certify and make you into a practitioner of the Akashic realm, where you go in and out easily and guide others easily to the other worlds, or whatever you want to call it. Ether, spirit, the divine, it's all the same. Me, I have never understood it better than when I took the Akashic Records course. So I default to that. And just remember that whatever it is that you choose, however you decide to move forward, it will be your truth. And it will be making this easier. That dark night of the soul, that feeling of going under and drowning a little bit and reflecting and having that sort of that standstill that's like, I'm not even ready for this, and yet here it comes. And yet here it comes. So utilize that inner power. Utilize who you are as a spiritual teacher, as someone who is a leader. And if you're not ready for that, that's okay. Don't let it burden you. Don't let it weigh you down. Don't let it, push you down into the mud. Just feel what it's like to be at the edge of your seat. And then how do we feel when we're at the edge of our seat and we know what's coming to us because we have manifested before? This quiet anticipation that says, I am here to feel and to, embrace this breeze. Just like Pocahontas, having that wind with all of those leaves hitting her face and being like, yes, this is so wonderful. We have one more bottom of the deck card here, which is the medicine wheel. Number 7, I've seen lots of 7s here. We're moving around in this spiral, which is what we see here. All of the cards are indicated here. And then some. I go overboard sometimes. With the Lenormand is the only thing out of place. Otherwise, it would be a perfect plus sign. The fact is, the cycles are continuing, whether you like it or not. Things are progressing, whether you like it or not. And one of my favorite things about the wheel is that no matter, if you think of a wagon wheel, it's literally spinning. There's always one spoke that's on the ground, and it's going to have all the pressure for the entire wheel, and every spoke takes a turn. And the only way that you won't get run over or smothered is to come back to the center of it. If you ride on the center, you will not fall. So come back to the center, which is, you are an inspiration for the future. You're here to pave a path. You're here to breathe a springtime energy with this crocus flower, with these spiritual symbols, with your animal, whispering abilities perhaps. And you will know, like, there is just a gentleness about you. And though you're going through some deep stuff and you're reflecting deeply, this is still your era. This is still where you shine. So I hope that you enjoy this grounding, and this strengthening and feeling that stillness of just taking that moment and saying, I am one. I am that I am, without opening any doors. I can see the whole world and, giving into this wonderment. Because at the bottom of the deck here, we have this bewilderment, wonder. It's almost like space travel, right? With that Akashic realm, as I was mentioning, it's something that's calling you to go deeper, with this wise energy, wise, fearless, this generous feeling of anticipation that you're on the right path, you're doing the right thing. There's just a few things to let go of, to release, and once you have completed that journey, that dark night of the soul, that completion, which you are so there, you're so there. You just need to work a little less, play a little more, see the humor in things, lighten your aura just a little bit, and just recognize that you are guided, you are spiritually sound, and you are here to have it easy. And really embrace that, what that means, which is you're not supposed to work and fight your way and, slide uphill on your way up to the top. It's more the top is calling you rather than you feeling pushed. You just feel called. And in that, it becomes so much easier. So I'm gonna go get my child. She has been calling me this time, so she's knocking on the door. I am going to go and see her, give her lots of love, and I am sending you all lots of love for this holiday season. I hope to see you all back here, and also check out that description box for all of those details on the Akashic Records and all my other offers. I am so happy to be here with you all. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your likes, subscribes, and shares so much. I will see you all next time. Bye.